So fucking bad to the point where, having entities within you that like to tear you apart ain't nothing nice. As I say before, I started using Florida water. Probably gonna get some more today to get that shit off. In addition to almond oil. And almond oil in the spirit plane is very, very conducive to getting your shit back. If it's stolen. But you don't even have to think about it. It works magically on its own, like miracle grow. And tea tree oil, which works to revive your body. Like, for instance, my body, because of this curse, started to look more decrepit. And it almost looked like I started to have rigor mortis setting in. So there's something to that whole notion that I got killed in my sleep on May the 1st, 2024. I've been seeing a lot of unreal shit ever since. Anyways, with that being said, on my YouTube channel, I talked about different frequencies that you can use to get your shit back. Shit, how I'm only can do it and live in tents is beyond me. That's why you gotta get your shit back. I gotta get my blessings back. I can't play around. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and try to use my third eye to see exactly what's gonna happen for today. I forgot to do that as part of the segments of my videos for October the 6th, 2024. So let's see.
If you over me and under my feet, miss me. I fucking live here. Don't play. I'm dead over here, nigga.
Hey, how you doing, sir? Doing all right, sir. Stay out of this shit. I ain't trying to get involved, man. So let's see, starting for, what is it? Today's date is October the 6th, 2024.
Like yesterday when I realized nobody knows when it comes to this music shit that I do, nobody knows what the fuck they want to do with me. Like even with D-Lo. I told that nigga come pick me at 3:45, come get me. That nigga didn't get me till like 4 something, right? So that made everything behind it. Bitch, my car hurt.
I see a war going on. And I see a short curve in which is going to land you downhill, but you're going to get back up on top.
And then, motherfuckers want to spend some money. They don't know what the fuck they want to do, man. It's just like, why do you
And I also want to thank Mr. Matthew for the donation. I know you homeless as well, man. It's not easy. I almost want to return it, to be honest with you. But thank you. Thank you for the donation. It means a lot. I almost don't want to spend it because I appreciate somebody sending something in. So, again, I'm sorry for what's going on. I'm sorry for what's happening. It's a shame. But I hope a lot of people can take away and learn from me what's going on. I come up with solutions instead of just dealing with stuff that can help a lot of folks out, man, as best as I can. around here and stuff about movies on Skid Row. And so that I had a lot of my blessings stolen by these individuals, including from what I saw on the spirit plane. Did I sound crazy, but trying to see if it really checks out. Zendaya. So I see you going under a major undertaking. And I see you coming up across a lot of hostile forces.
You don't know me. I got some big old ass sons. Good. Best son was actually that nigga was about this big, nigga.
I see you being carried by ancestors and a lot of spiritual support designed to help you out. A lot. And you're going to be victorious.
I know where you can fight a nigga, none of that shit. My hands was the one nigga, this nigga that Kirby. This nigga supposed to be a gangster ass nigga.
I see a block. I see a major block coming up. So be very careful of that.
That nigga scared, nigga, this big old ass nigga. That nigga like, I had to get on away from that nigga. I see that nigga searching the block looking for me. That nigga, like a kid guy, that nigga riding around the block, this shit, coming back and forth. And that nigga, one day that nigga caught me at the motherfucking, that nigga pulled up to the,
I see you being shuttled away from danger, but it's inevitable. It's something that you're going to have to come across. So let me see the outcome.
He's a big old nigga, so nigga was at the club, and nigga was on me like this, like, hey, nigga, what's up, boo? I in the club, I do it quietly. Quietly trying to do it quietly.
I see you going into a realm or a place of support. I'm sensing ancestors. I'm sensing assistance, spiritual assistance, ancestral assistance. More than likely, if you want to talk about the corporal world, not the corporate necessarily. Friends supporting you all the way. And I feel like it's a deceiving enemy you don't see that's waiting in the sidelines. So let me go ahead through the cards. Last night I was playing around with soul consciousness. All my shit externalized because this evil shit. I gotta get these rich attachments off my ass because they'll help, but they love to feed off of you by keeping you stuck and keeping your shit all out of whack and all of that. But anyways, I noticed that the Vikings, of all of them, didn't really care what color I was. The Celts and the Anglo-Saxons did. I don't give a fuck about them Irish. I see them as kind of like beneath the English in a way. You know, when I did a DNA test, I got 23rd. I think I got 31% English. British, mainly British. And I remember having a dream where I had ancestors in England, in Nottingham, welcoming me there, saying, "Why don't you come visit Nottingham?" And she was wearing winter clothes, like a pink outfit. And it's funny, one of the cities that was listed where the British ancestors were, straight up British, and that's what I've seen. And some of them actually identify with, hey man, how you doing? And work with bear and salmon. But, you know, one of them looked like Keanu Reeves, very handsome man. I have a lot of handsome British ancestors. Because direct ancestors, he's from England, directly from England, his name is Jackson. That's what I get the last name and all that from. It's not necessarily slavery. It was name born of love. He got pissed when my grandmother supposedly deceived him into thinking she was an Indian when in fact she was black. From what I've heard, I don't know how true that is. But I remember in Astroworld, during my time there, he was actually the one helping me out. He was one of the few that was helping me out and just talking about their ancestors. But the Igbo tribe was strong. I started playing Igbo tribe music. And I'm going to say this right now, that shit was strong. When the Igbo tribe, from what I learned in the spirit plane, their origins goes all the way back to Kemet, ancient Kemet. And the ancient Egyptians mixed with the Hittites and the Greeks, who were white folks. That's why if you go back in time and you see the ancient Egyptians, a lot of them look like black Hispanics from the Caribbean, like Dominicana, Cuba, and so forth and so on. You know, the birthplace of Santeria. You know, as a matter of fact, speaking of which, I had Oya try to crown me yesterday with my own. I'm not going to go into too much details about that, but they saw that them crackers, I don't know that, was trying to tread on, I'm not going to say too much, but on my spiritual gifts and take too much. And they were going to, you know, they shutting that down. You know, they basically want to come up off of me and be gods with my spiritual powers and talents. And I'm not going to let them motherfuckers do that.
That'll leave a door lock and set you up for the take. Leave a window crack. Little bit in your estate. Make it way that I can't. So we go to back. I'm not my head for a girl. That's right there, no matter. There's a reason why he ain't got nothing to count. Because he broke. Hoping I get murked a crow. Bitch in my left ear telling me some shit that this whole ass nigga just said. Same nigga that you talking about in my right ear. Like, nigga, let's get this bread on whole ass.
Alright, so anyways, in the optical position, we got the Seven of Swords. And with the Seven of Swords being in that position, that represents deception. Just like I was saying in the reading, it represents somebody coming along. I'm sensing it's somebody in corporate, it's somebody that's deceiving, it's somebody that doesn't have your best interest at heart, who plans on undermining you. So now in the present position, we got the Nine of Cups. And with the Nine of Cups being in that position, that represents your current state, which is a state of ecstasy. And I feel like you feel that there's permanence coming towards you. There's something positive coming towards you. And you feel good about that. You feel great about that. I like your dance stepping, man. That's pretty cool.
What have you? It's 2015. Feel me?
All right. So anyways, we got the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords in that position represents, I feel,
drinking all night, not in the studio, spitting bars on the mic. Some shit that
you're going in a very publicist direction.
This motherfucker to the broad daylight.
And you're going in a direction that can help you out.
Didn't take a shower.
And that can move mountains using your own abilities and talents. Just like I say,
on the boulevard
I took the initiative by buying Florida water. We're probably going to get some more today before I run out. And seaweed oil and almond oil. I'm going to get some more almond oil today as a matter of fact. I'm making not the waste as well. Almond oil is good. And a lot of good. While you get your shit back. My spirit guide, the child that their family kept trying to get rid of was the one that suggested that.
Big chain, had a 4-finger ring, cause I'm heavy in the game. All my niggas be the same. Yeah, we all getting changed.
Now with that being said, for what's going on in your subconscious, I feel that your higher self
niggas turn cop without a badge and uniform, believing the unicorns and goons is coming.
I feel that your higher self
in the track zone on my track phone doorway, so then people can't zero in on the things that I say. Throw off emphasis what a true hustle specializes.
He's telling you to call out for help. So he is telling you to call out for help.
Get it while it's good, my nigga. Get your
so right now you got the King of Swords.
The sheep is so I wear. What you
the King of Swords is in the ghost position. Now with the King of Swords in the ghost position, that represents, I feel like a fatherly figure coming through to help you out. I'm also getting the sense that if somebody needs to confer with is spiritual ability.
brain, bitch, I'm heavy in the game.
What he be slapping his music, me and my Vato. Shit that he be saying to you,
But
but
in
he
the
had like a shower
conscious
nozzle.
position,
Hey,
you
man,
guys
motherfuckers,
trying to
get
reach
you,
out. So
bitch.
Chicago's
Got
in
me
the
in
room.
from the back. We finna get back out of the rock.
Bottle for a bottle with the bottles of the
Now, with that being
ESS.
said, you
Hopped
got the
out
Seven
in the
of
drop
Pentacles
like we
right
so
here.
west. I mean, we so fresh. You can smell the green, and we do it for the whole
And the
damn
Seven of
team.
Pentacles
Always finish what you start.
in the
Never be a
advice
mark
position
more. Be bad or
represents
shut the fuck up. Put your tongue in front.
looking
Don't be
at
moving, they'll leave your head
all
on
the
the
stuff
rug. On
that
the
you
rug,
could
niggas be
achieve
blind.
and
Selling more
really
tickets than
putting
stuff.
your energy to the
Never kicking
grindstone
the
to
bucket.
get
I'm a
somewhere,
boy,
to
I
get
thug it, make
something,
a move like fuck it. I'm a one-man army with a gun machine.
do
Put
something
a
with
hole in your
yourself.
motherfucking private jet.
Heavy in the
So
game,
anyway, with that
still
being said,
pushing
you
them
got the Five of
things. You
Swords.
wanna tag to my name, cause I'm heavy in the game.
The Five of Swords in that
Big
position, I feel
and a four-finger ring, cause I'm heavy in the
my
game.
consciousness is so
All my
fucked up
niggas
right
be
now.
the
I feel like
same.
I'm out of
Yeah, we all get
and I don't
changed, so
drink, I don't
clean,
do
no
drugs,
stain,
I
no
drink
stain.
water, that's all I
Skins of the
do.
rain. On the right, backseat getting rain, bitch, I'm heavy in the game.
So right here we got the Five of Swords, and I feel that with the Five of Swords being the energy that's percolating all around you, you got motherfuckers that's been winning at your expense, but you're gonna come up on those motherfuckers and you're gonna get your shit back. Now right here we got the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is your fears and your hopes card. And I feel that this is kind of how I was when I was a young child. I looked around the neutral ground in New Orleans and I thought to myself, motherfuckers could be evil in me, so I can't really shine my light as much. Well, it's the same thing with this. You feel that success will be fleeting, it's going to be out of your hands. Now, with that being said, for the outcome, we got the Queen of Cups. And I feel like you the Queen of Cups, but there's going to be a bitch that's going to try to come and walk the path. I feel like it's spiritual that's going to try to hinder you from seeking greatness and coming into your power. With that being said, you're going to come into your power, you're going to shut the bitch down. So that's the end of that. I'm so happy with myself. Something had been telling me for a long time to get a Florida water. I'm so happy I got it. Y'all guys have a nice day, man. Take care. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do this video and just go ahead and finish up. With that being said, I'm in a place of contentment right now. I'm not going to lie about it. I want to go ahead and start talking more about my spiritual experiences instead of, how do I say this? Withholding information. And at one point, I'm not going to lie, I was letting these entities manipulate me in terms of what I would say. And that's why I was sounding schizophrenic. Never listen to them. I'm going to say something right now. When I was in the mental hospital, I stayed there for a while because I wanted to commit suicide. Due to lack of housing. My housing situation and having to deal with this curse. At the same time, the whole time in which I was there, I had to do to get this shit off and call on my ancestors. And the ancestors that were showing up were the Egyptians. Every time I would try to contact them using my loose consciousness direct, they would fuck it up. With that being said, one of my roommates had roach attachments that were fucking with her, and they were the worst kind. They nearly obliterated minds out. And that woman had been confined to mental institutions for the rest of her life, for much of her life. And so, with that being said, my entity attachments, my roach attachments, deployed 7,000 hertz frequency to get that shit off of them. And with that being said, now they got this bitch in my consciousness. They need to get this bitch out. That's why I'm getting these roach attachments out. Hey, how you doing, brother? Doing all right? With that being said, there was another young lady. I actually had an ancestor who looks a lot like Davy Crockett. So he's very handsome looking guy, very handsome devil, who, when I was rooming with somebody else, came in. And I'm going to say this too. We used the 7,000 hertz frequency that got that shit off that lady. It was a sister. And she was able to speak articulately and clearly when we got them roach attachments off of her. How you doing, sir? How you doing, sir? All you have to do is play 7,000 hertz frequency for that shit. Roach attachments are oftentimes responsible for addiction, calamities in your life. They're going right there. Hey, brother, how you doing? So all you need to do is play like the American flag. I've been seeing a lot of American flags on tents. Yes, sir. Is play 7,000 hertz frequency. Get that shit off your ass. With that being said, they had to change me out with roommates. Because that shit was like here. Because I've been using Florida water and stuff to seriously get that shit off. Because these things are ultra sentient. They're not like dumb roach attachments. They were hard to get rid of. And I had no implements to get them off. And in them type of places, they dope you up. They have motherfuckers walking around like zombies and never cure the full-on issue. And the full-on issue with a lot of schizophrenic patients are roach attachments. Usually coming from ancestors who are jealous, who are using your entity attachments that's connected to them to fuck with you. Get rid of them ancestors if they're causing you problems. Unless they're stuck in the hell realm, for which you can use 125 hertz and 1185 hertz to rescue them and get them out. With that being said, there was a young woman, like calling a female girl when they're old, when they're grown like me, who was having problems. But I'm guessing look up there. Out of jealousy, we saw her blessings. I was told, just like with me, she was meant to be on TV, meant to be a sportscaster, but she was going to start off as a high-end escort. So somebody stole her shit, who she did not know, who just saw her, but she never saw this person, and put entity attachments or roach attachments coming from them. Usually roach attachments are fueled by the consciousness of the other person, putting it on you so you can play 12,000 hertz frequency to shut that shit down, because that's how that shit feeds. 13,000, I believe, fucks them up as well, and 17,000 fucks them up, but 12,000 is the best, as well as 1113 hertz. Those are great frequencies to play to get that shit off. She sent her inner demons. I'm going to say this right now. We all have within us roach attachments and entity attachments of the Ars Goetia demons, as well as of Satan, as well as the Baphomet. The Baphomet, Beelzebub in them, Asmodeus. Belial will help my ass out like a motherfucker. If you need to be rebuilt, call on Belial, King Belial. While I was in that mental hospital, she sent her inner darkness, which is located in your root chakra, to go and fuck this girl up. So my ancestor, I'm not going to say what he is, but it ain't no joke what I'm related to. It's got something to do with the darkness. I even saw Quetzalcoatl in my ancestral line. No joke. Anyways, with that being said, they had droves of this person's demons, their inner demons, coming for this girl and fucking this girl up left and right. And I would look at her face and see how, like the Joker, it would distort when she would start saying, I'm Bam Margera's wife, and I've been twice arrested for trying to pursue him, and this man homeless his own damn self, struggling with issues. And I was the lead singer for Incubus, and it would distort like this, like, I don't want to say it, but something's making me. Like your whole personality, everything would get fucked up, just like it used to do with them drinking urges that Alex Nascimento, a.k.a. David Reyna, if his name is Dave Bautista when he was alive, used to put on me. So with that being said, my ancestor completely removed it, and the next day, that girl went back instantly to normal. People have to understand that the spirit world interlocks with and interconnects with the material world to fuel it. In the astral plane are entity attachments to give you a physical body. My astral body, for instance, wasn't that far from my spirit body. From my physical body, I mean, as well as my spirit body. So we need to take into account the material. Hey, how you doing? We're talking about the spirit plane. I mean, the spirit plane, we're taking into account the material. They're both interconnected with each other. They merge to make you who you are and make everything you. Down to genetics. You got genetics in the spirit plane. Now, with that being said, the reason why I'm talking about all of this is because I want to talk about how to use your consciousness to quantum jump. Now, I want to say, if you can find somebody who you feel comfortable with working with, as I explained before, how roach attachments are created, all you have to do is combine the consciousness. It usually comes from the subconscious. You know, it's just how that Ingrid Heiberg woman plugged in that entity attachment back where my pineal gland is, where she combined with my subconscious in a way. Find somebody who you can safely work with, who could use their consciousness to combine with yours, somebody you feel comfortable with, to create roach attachments. And from there, you have an independent entity. I'm starting to be convinced, given what I've learned with these roach attachments, this is exactly how them people work. Magicians and all of that. And don't go full on schizophrenic. And have shit to defeat evil entities if they come in trying to make them schizophrenic. Hey, how you doing, sir? Oh, you providing housing or? Okay, I'm sorry about that.
All right.
I was going to sign up for some housing programs. I'm probably going to do that Monday. That Vietnamese tag. Some of that. I know. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Money.
You too?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to talk about my experience with how these roach attachments have your consciousness externalized. and have you traveling using your own consciousness from timeline to timeline. I'm going to show you some stuff here.